Hey guys, welcome to the channel. In this video, I want to talk about the VOO ETF versus the VTI ETF. I want to go over what they are, what holdings are in them, what sectors are in them, and then ultimately which one might be a better choice. All right, so let's get right into the VOO. That's the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. And basically, if we go to Yahoo Finance here, we can find a part here called Profile, and we can read what it's all about, right? So this ETF here tracks the S&P 500 index, which is basically 500 of the largest U.S. companies. Okay, so buying one share of this ETF will expose your money to 500 of the largest stocks in the United States. If we compare that to the VTI ETF, the Vanguard Total Stock Market Index ETF, sounds like it tracks all the stocks of the world, right? However, it doesn't. If we go to the profile section, it actually just tracks approximately 100% of the stock market, of the U.S. stock market, right? So that's not just going to be the largest companies in the United States, like the VOO, the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, but it's also going to track mid, small, and micro cap stocks. So this ETF here will expose your money to pretty much all of the stocks of the United States, big, mid, or small. Let's look at the holdings of the VOO. If we go over to the holdings here, we can see that if you buy one share of VOO, you're pretty much investing most of your money in these 10 companies. So it's going to be anything from, mostly Apple right here, 7.6%, right? So 7.6% of your money that you put into this thing is going to be in Apple stock, followed by Nvidia, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, Tesla, Alphabet, which is Google, Broadcom, another share of another class of Alphabet stock, and then Berkshire Hathaway. The Vanguard Total Stock Market Index, that's also going to hold very similar allocation to the VOO. You'll see it also has as its top 10 Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, Meta, pretty much almost the same. The difference here is going to be that the VTI, the Total Stock Market Index ETF, is going to hold something like 3,900 companies, whereas the VOO, the S&P 500 ETF, is going to hold 500. And so because of that, what you're going to see is that the VTI has a less allocation to stocks like Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, because it has to spread its money among, 3,400 more companies that are in the index. Let's take a look at the sectors that are inside these ETFs. So if you put your money in the VOO, you're going to be in sectors like technology, financial services, consumer cyclical, and over here on the right, you're going to see the percentages that you're going to be in those sectors, right? So let's say, technology has a great year. Then you have most of your money in technology by investing in the VOO. Consequently, as well, if you materials or real estate has a great year, well, then the VOO is not very concentrated in that sector, so your ETF isn't going to perform as well. On the inverse, if technology tanks, well, then most of the VOO is going to go down along with it. In the VTI, you'll notice that technology makes up a smaller portion of the ETF than in the VOO, the S&P 500, but you see that real estate actually makes a slightly larger part of the ETF than its role in the VOO. This is because the VTI, being the total stock market index, will invest in 3,400 more companies than the VOO. The VOO obviously is heavily concentrated in technology. So ultimately, which of these two ETFs is better? Which one, should you put your money in? Well, it's really going to depend on, your level of comfort as far as diversification, right? If you want, if you want to spread your money among 500 companies, 500 of the largest companies in the United States, then you could put your money in the VOO. If you don't feel as secure with just having your money in 500 companies, you could spread out and do the VTI, and you'll have your money spread among 3,900 companies. Now, however, both of these ETFs are still 100% stocks, so you would still be exposed to the risks of the stock market, and the biggest risk being a large drop in the market, right? We'll have bear markets from time to time. The market will drop 10, 20, 30% or more. Which of these ETFs is likely to do better in a drop like that? I would say that VTI would probably fare a little bit better in a drop like that because the money is spread among so many more different companies, right? Although you probably won't do bad being in the VOO either. It's 500 companies. And besides, these are 500 of the largest companies in the United States. They probably have better balance sheets, large moats of cash. They're better able to weather these storms than some of the mid or small cap stocks that you're going to find in the VTI. But either way, it's going to come down to, rather than how your investments act, right? It's going to come down to how do you act when the market falls. So if you're prone to selling out when the market starts falling, then you're probably not going to do well with either of these ETFs. So I would caution you to please speak to a financial professional, seek somebody out that is a professional in this industry, and talk to them first before you invest in any of the investments that I talk about on this channel. Never take stock market advice from weird people on YouTube. That's been the video today. Hope you guys found this informative. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do more videos like this, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.